You can do the intro if you like.
Hashtag TalkOverPodcast. DJ Stars, DJ Double inside the building. Stylist is
inside
in
the ride.
A cave.
In a cave?
It looks like I'm in a flipping cave, bro.
What's it looking like over there? Is it dark and dingy?
Yeah, it's a little bit dark. I got my little lighting rig and that. Bro, it's actually smooth. I'm in Pirate Studios again. Shout out to the gang at Pirate Studios.
Good times.
But I was having some studio issues, so yeah, I've had to use this space today. But it's cool, man. We had to give you guys another podcast, so I'm here, dedicated to the cause, as you do. What are you saying? What are you saying, bro? What's going on?
It's quite hard work keeping up this weekly routine with such a busy schedule, man. Like I know we've said it before in the podcast, but connecting to actually get the podcast recorded is a mission.
Yeah, it is, especially when you've like we're both like super active guys anyway. You've got obviously family. I got a wifey and trying to do like 10 other jobs, and then and then obviously with the studio issues in the middle, it's just not helped, mate. But you know, that's the life we chose.
Indeed, this is where coffee comes in handy as well.
I've not even got a coffee today. I've got water today, no coffee, man. Can you believe that?
I'm on it.
Mad thing. Anyway,
so tell me a story, man. You said you wanted to speak about BPMs today.
It's not even. The guy said, "Tell me a story." You know.
Tell me a story, bro.
Bro, do you know what? It's not even a story thing. It was more of like. It's more of a pet hate, really, and it's something that a lot of DJs have been guilty of it. I've probably been guilty of it. Not recently. Back in the day, maybe. And then what it was, someone wrote on. I posted a video on Instagram last week, the Stormzy video, which popped off. Brit.
Sick for that, by the way.
Thanks, mate.
Before you go any further, that actually was proper levels, bruv. And even the Big Mike himself posted it out as well.
Man, like Big Mike posted it, bruv. I was gassed, you know. I didn't expect that, but that was the plan. I was like, I sent a little message out to a couple of my peeps. I was like, yo, go and tag Stormzy in this video. Obviously, if you're feeling it, don't just tag him in it. If you're feeling it, if you fuck with it, tag him in.
Yeah.
Next thing, it just started spreading like wildfire, mate. And then he's obviously seen all the mentions and couldn't ignore it any longer. So for the people that were supporting it and spreading it around, big up your chest. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, the shit was cold, bro. To be honest, it was good.
I feel like it's inspired a little wave of videos this week. I've seen a couple of videos going up, you know.
You've woken everyone up, bro.
Yes, I love that, mate. I love that. Anyway, what was, a dude wrote in the comments, shout out DJ Grind from Portsmouth. He's not called DJ Grind anymore, he's retired. But he was like, oh, what did he say? He said, old habits die hard. What are you playing that at 98 BPM or something? Bear in mind, Vossi Bop's like, what, 90? Or 90?
No, I think it's 94.
Is it 94? Is it not 92?
Yeah.
92?
No,
92?
94.
Yeah, anyway, I messaged him back and I was like, it was supposed to be that fast. Like, the acapella, like, I'd sped it up to fit with, like, the way I wanted my video to go. So it was meant to be that fast. But people have been guilty of running tune, like, 10 BPM faster. Or, like, a guy will be trying to mix a 94 BPM with J Hus, did you see, at 107?
Yeah.
I didn't, bro, do you know what it was? It was, I heard a few mixes in a club the other week. Where was it? I'm not even going to say where I was, actually, because that'll hot up who was playing at the time. we're not going to go into that. But man,
we're not in the business of destroying people just yet.
The guy was running songs, right? And don't get me wrong, like, you can have the whole in-key thing on your Serato now, so what, you know, it doesn't go all like chipmunk style like it used to on turntables back in the day, but it just doesn't sound right. So, like, I don't know, man. I just think that shouldn't be allowed. Like, there's a limit of how many BPM away from the original BPM you can go. There needs to be a cut-off point of what is too far from the original track.
I think I agree, but the problem is as well, in all the BPM ranges, it changes. Because if you're mixing down in like the 65, 64 BPM range, just having it like 4 BPM out is a massive difference. Whereas if you're
Massive.
mixing at like 94, running it at 98 is not a big deal to me. Like I would do that.
You think
So,
so?
like-
Yeah. I guess 94 to 98 is not too bad.
94 to 98, yeah, of course. So I don't see a problem with that.
90
at all,
up to 98. That's too much.
but that is pushing it. That is pushing it. Yeah, I think we have, and a lot of people have this mentality because back in the day, before the actual key, what's it called? Master key.
Yep.
Isn't it? And the CDJs, and Serato has them, and I'm pretty sure every other DJ software has it now, where you can change the speed to any speed and it will still remain the same key. Whereas back in the day when we were using vinyl, or even I'm guessing the early CDJs probably didn't have it. I don't know because I never used them, but using vinyl, especially if you're running that pitch at like plus 8%, or do you know what I mean? Like plus, so I think some of them even went to like plus 14 on some of the turntables.
Now you've got
right?
the ultra wide as well. You can go to like plus 200 and that.
Yeah, oh fuck me. But on vinyl, that's the thing. On the vinyl, you're speeding everything up, so it's just becoming more and more high pitch.
Yeah. There's no way of getting it. Well, there is now, obviously, with Serato, but back in the day, like literally, I remember when I first started mixing. I think back now, and like, you only had, it was like a plus 8 and a minus 8 on a Technic. Like you couldn't go past plus 8, so like your range was semi within the safety limit of how far you could push it. So you couldn't really go too far. Obviously, then they did the wide pitch for the later Technics.
Yeah.
But on the original 1200s, you couldn't really push it too far anyway. Obviously, if you went to plus 8, it started sounding like Chipmunk. But if you stayed within 4, 5, 6, it wasn't too bad.
Still noticeable though.
It's still noticeable, and you really have to think about, like, your mixes, man. And obviously, you can only pick out so many songs to take to the rave because it's vinyl.
Yeah.
So it's not as if you could take your whole vinyl collection.
Oh mate. Yeah.
So
it is a funny one. I've had it before. I think, like, I don't remember what songs they were, but I remember hearing other DJs before, like, and they're mixing like 95 BPM tunes with like tunes that usually run at like 110 BPM or 112 BPM. And I'm just like, bruv, like, are you for real? And they've got, bro, it just doesn't make sense to me. And like, that's the thing as well. It's a bit crazy. But what I did notice is the crowd didn't seem to care, or maybe they didn't notice, or do you know what I mean? Like, they didn't react how I reacted to it. Whereas if I was a punter, like I was DJing that particular night, but if I was there as a customer, I think it would make me stop dancing. Like,
yeah, but
do you know what I mean?
But if you didn't have a DJ mentality though, would you think any different?
No. I'm just talking about me.
Okay.
Now, if I'm out,
Yeah.
on a night out and the DJ starts running 95 BPM tunes at like 108, 110, some wild, like mad range that it shouldn't have even gone to, I feel like me now in a club, I'd definitely stop.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I'd be like,
like
the
it.
fuck is going on? And I have commented before, even when I'm out with Leanne. She hates it because I'll notice things. Obviously, as DJs, we do notice things in it. But I'll say to her, like, yeah, he's running it too fast or whatnot. But it's a funny one. I think it's the mentality we have as DJs that have passed into the digital age.
Okay,
Because...
Okay.
I'm just... This is just a theory, but our mentality is back in the day, you could not run it that fast because you'll get the chipmunk effect where it runs all far too high pitch.
Yeah.
Whereas now, if you picture it from a new DJ or from a DJ that only has ever used Serato, from their point of view, it doesn't sound any different. It's just a bit more quicker. And these are the two songs they want to put together. So, do you know what I mean? I feel like that's probably the mentality, is because it hasn't wrecked the tune or made it sound mad. I don't know.
You can hear it. It downgrades like the quality of the record. Even in Serato, it does it a little bit.
It depends, actually. Serato have this amazing plugin. Shouts to Blakey because he showed me through this.
It's
right?
just the pitch and time thing.
Pitch and time, yeah. It is incredible, bruv. And it doesn't distort any music, and it keeps it perfectly. So I want to actually, you know what? I want to give it an example. I don't know if we can do this. One sec.
I'm slacking, man, because I don't even have this. I was literally just having a debate. A couple of the guys in one of my WhatsApp groups were having a full conversation about this the other day as well.
Yeah.
I'm
so
try
basically,
and draw it out.
hold on. One sec. So this is the example I used. When I went to Serato's office in London and Blakey showed me through all the things. Let me just check, make sure pitch and time is on.
I feel like I'm slacking, bro. I just literally have Serato DJ. That's it. I don't have no plugins,
Right.
no extensions.
Okay.
I should do.
Yeah, definitely. So check this out, right? So this is the example that me and Blakey played around with at Serato just to test how good it is, right?
Okay.
Now, this is the Usher Climax acapella.
Oh snap! You told me about this. Yes.
Yeah,
Let's
but
have
we
a
wanted
listen.
to use it so that it was like a really good example, so you could quite clearly hear. So here's it running. I'm just going to play a short clip so we don't get like copyright strikes or whatever. But I'll play a real short clip of the acapella running at normal speed. Right, so you can hear that, right?
Yeah.
Now, I am pitching that down. That runs at 68 BPM currently. I'm pitching it down to the lowest it will go, which is 34 BPM. Now listen again.
Yeah, that's mad. Yeah.
Do you hear that? Like, there is
Christmas.
absolutely, bruv, no Christmas. There's no distortion there whatsoever, and it's running at half the tempo that it's meant to. Like, there's no glitching. Even because I use Ableton as well, and even in Ableton, I use Ableton 8, so anyone using more up-to-date software might be able to correct me if this is something Ableton have fixed. But even in Ableton, if you stretch the timing of something, you can hear it glitches.
Yeah.
With this Serato, bruv, this pitch and time is amazing. I've never heard any software, even stuff like Final Cut and some of the video editing software, which is very high processing power.
Yeah.
You can even hear it in that when you've stretched something or changed the pitch. But pitch and time on Serato, I have never heard it, and that's a perfect example of.
So what do I need to get this pitch in time? Do I need to just buy the plugin? Because obviously there's that Serato DJ suite out now, which I've been looking at, and I think it's on sale now. I think it's like $189, and you get all of them.
Yes, I mean I have all of them. I don't use all of them though, but I mean I think it's called Reloop. Is one of the features.
Yeah.
What we'll do is we'll have to actually sit down with Blakey, or I want to have a conversation with Blakey at Serato, and we can talk about all the extra bits that Serato does now, because there's so many different features.
Yeah, you went down not long ago, innit? Like,
yeah, I mean it's about 6 months
ago. Me and Blakey
ago.
we're trying to lock a date in, man, but we've just not managed to work it out yet. But I've been chatting to him in email, so hopefully we can get that, or we can both get down there soon.
But yeah, man, the Serato pitch and time, and I think if you get the DJ suite, I think it comes included. But it's definitely, I would highly recommend it, man. If you're using that kind of stuff, do you know what I mean? So doing that, I mean, I can't think of any possible scenario.
Yo, I'm surprised how that acapella sounds then when you played that back, like the way it's dragging, but it doesn't. Well, obviously it's dragging, but
it's just slower.
Yeah, it's just slower.
That's the only thing.
No, like lag or any kind of
distortion.
Yeah, just nothing,
at all.
bruv. That's crazy,
But with that said, I can't think of any scenario ever where I would need to play Usher Climax at 34 BPM.
I know, yeah.
But
that's a great example.
But it's a perfect example because I'm able to stretch it to the extreme. And likewise, I mean, I've turned it off now, but you can actually do it the other way, and you can run it at like 400 BPM, and it will still sound the same pitch. It's amazing.
So we're going in, man. Like, they've got the new Serato sample stuff, which looks dope from what I've seen. I've not used it. Q's been using it to chop stuff up for production. And I know one or two other guys that have been using it, and then they chop up in that and then whack it into Ableton.
Oh, sick.
Like, it's meant to be super user friendly, man. But yeah, again, I've not used them. But D James has been swearing by the pitching time.
Pitch and time's great, and obviously D James does a lot of the mashups and stuff.
So what's going to happen when they phase out these boxes? Like, how's it going to work? Like, because I got a feeling.
What do you mean?
Like, when the Serato boxes are gone, like,
how's
it going to run? Like,
the only way that's going to work.
They're trying to phase them out, aren't they? They're trying to get rid. I think they're trying to get rid of them. I think that's the whole plan.
I'm not sure. Again, I think this is a conversation we should have with Blakey, but I mean, it's impossible until every venue in the country has a Serato compatible mixer. Exactly. And that will never happen because I still turn up at venues that have got fucking Allen and Heath sat there. Do you know what I mean?
Allen and Heath, you know, the deadest, worst DJ mixer on the planet.
Ever. But do you know what I mean? Like, so...
Yeah, the thing is, with Rain do the boxes in it. So then what it was, D. James was explaining it to me, Serato only take a small percentage of the sales from the boxes. So then Serato have obviously decided they want to move away from that, do their own thing. But all these boxes are still out there. So now Serato are progressively introducing new bits. And then I think the idea is to eventually phase these boxes out completely. But my SL3 has been all over the world, mate. It's never let me down. Same. It's never let me down.
I've got, touch wood, I've got one in the studio and one that comes out on the road with me. So, like, same.
It's just the sound. It's just the sound card, isn't it, really? Like, it's just the sound card that works with one software.
But I have been plugging into the mixers when possible. I have just been plugging into the mixers now. A lot of the venues do have Serato compatible mixers.
Right. So check this. Now you've said that, right? I went to a club to play with one of my boys the other month.
Yeah.
And then there was a Serato compatible mixer, so I was like, cool. I didn't take my box. I went down. I downloaded the club kit beforehand, or I thought I had. I paid 90 quid for it or whatever it was, and then it doesn't work. It still doesn't work, and I don't know whether it's because I traded laptops, whether it's messed up. Like, you can only have it on so many, like, machines or whatever. I don't know how it works, but basically I paid 90 quid and I do not have the club kit. So that... I need to, like, email Blakey, bruv. I'm just going to message Blakey in it. So basically I paid £90 and I have a club kit that it doesn't work.
She just gave Serato £90. There you go.
Yeah,
have some money.
Basically I just donated some more money to that multi-million-pound empire that they already have.
Anyway. But let's get back to the BPM conversation.
I know, yeah, that went away there. My bad.
It is no, it's cool, but it is an interesting one to have because, like, I'll tell you one thing I do if I want to stretch. I'm just trying to think of an example. The worst case scenarios, I'll probably want to go from like 92 BPM, and I don't often do this because there's so much music that you can cover the gap with. But let's just, for argument's sake, if I wanted to go from 92 to 101 BPM, then pitch the 92 up to maybe like 96, 97.
Yeah.
Maybe at a push, you could run it at 98, really, I think, and get away with it.
But if you're batty, a joke.
Well, I think you could.
I'm joking. Yeah, you can push it there still. You could push it.
Maybe not more than that, but what you can do is pitch the other one as you're mixing, bring the other one down to meet it at 98.
Yeah.
And then on the drop,
man's heads will fall off doing that.
Well, no, but as you're cutting in on the drop, the one you're bringing in at 101, which is now at 98, you just flick the tempo straight to where it should be. So on the drop, it lands and starts playing at 101. But during the mix, it was at 98. Does that make sense?
Yep.
That's if I have to bridge a huge gap like that.
Sometimes you do live transitions with it. It helps. Like,
yeah,
I'll use the master tempo and like bring it right down.
Yeah.
And then take it. So I'll do like an 80 and then bring it up to like 90 odd. But like whilst I'm mixing it, so when the drop hits. It's
oh right, so you do that anyway, but you do it like really big gaps, yeah.
Sometimes, yeah. It's just like live, like you download transition edits off DJ City or whatever. Like, right, I do a couple of them in the club, depending on the situation and that.
What you do your own ones, or you use the DJ City ones?
I both. I do my own sometimes live, right? Like, depending on how I'm feeling, really.
Sick. Who makes the DJ City ones?
I think there's a combination of people, but I think Satori does most of them. Satori's a fucking genius, bro. Like,
yeah, because some of them are really, really good for bridging a gap from
really good.
For example, I've got a couple of them. I don't use them excessively, but I've got a couple. And if I want to jump from like 75 BPM straight up to 100 BPM,
oh yeah, there's a
couple. There's a couple that are really, really good for bridging the gap there. So there's one way, but I don't know. I feel like, you know what? I feel like a lot of the time, a lot of DJs actually do just run tunes way too fast anyway, not just for mixing sake. They just play them too fast. Like, especially if you ever go to like a bashment rave.
I was
like
just about to say, bro. I was just
like
about
a proper
to say.
bashment rave, yeah.
Yeah, they run the 90
Like-
BPMs at 107.
Bruv.
I seen
It
a
is
you on
madness.
Instagram the other day. It was two little kids. Yeah, it was like a new generation of DJs. They must have been like 14, and they were
Yeah.
one guy was hosting. Yeah, one guy was DJing. It went viral.
Is this
on
the
Twitter,
Kojo
man.
Funds warning?
Yes.
Yeah, I saw that.
He mixed like 4 or 5 tunes in it, but Warning was in there. Is that the same one? It was 2 kids in a bedroom. It looked like they were in a bedroom.
Yeah.
One of them was
like a
DJ,
pirate
one's on the
station or
mic
something.
hosting it, like a pirate radio of some sort.
Yeah.
Yo, them guys are running tune like 2,000 BPM. I swear. But the little kid was just like, go on, mute. I was like, yes, these kids are going in. I rate that.
No, you know what? I didn't notice the BPMs being too fast in that clip. I was just shocked at the fact that age
Shit
and then
was
how
rapid,
the kid
bro.
was hosting, man. Like, that was sick.
Kid was
I
hosting
thought it was
proper, innit?
wicked.
And my guy was
Yeah.
mixing rapid. He was mixing rapid as well. He's mixing better than these couple of these grown man out here.
Oh, now we're sending shots now.
No.
Here's another
Fusion,
thing,
Fusion said something about the pitching time, in the group chat when I was looking. And he was like, does it help unless you're DJing at plus 20%? Like, he's got a point. Like,
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's- yeah.
Fotiana D&B remix.
Well, I think, you know what? I think that's where it is good, because if you want to, just for example, if you wanted to use like the Vossi Bop a cappella, but actually do it over a house tune, not even in a club situation, if you just wanted to do something at home and muck about with it and play it over a house tune, that's where it's sick, because it just keeps everything in the same tone and in the same key, and it just sounds decent. But I mean, obviously, they're extreme situations, man, because not a lot of people, like, it's a minority of DJs that actually do that sort of stuff, innit?
Yeah, I hear that.
Talking of keys, I've seen a lot of chat and a lot of conversation online recently. Do you ever pay attention to the keys of the song that you're playing and the songs that you're mixing?
I don't have the key registered on the software, where it shows up in the bars, but I can normally I normally know by ear if it blends right. Like,
do you care?
Sometimes I do and sometimes I don't. I don't think it matters too. I don't think it matters too tough. Like, I can see why people do it with like house and the build ups and the build downs, and when it's like long progressive mixes and stuff. Like, it's a bit different with the way we do it. Like, we cut, chop, drop stuff. Like, I do try and I don't know, man. Sometimes when I'm in that vibe and I'm proper feeling it, like, I'll try and keep everything just right and mixing right and like sonically just sounding on point. Then other times I'll do a student rave where no one gives 2 shits about any of it. So I'll just shell it down that way instead. But yeah, I don't register all the keys in my Serato, and I'm not like obsessed with that. No, like, I kind of know what sounds in key just by ear, just from doing production and just listening to so much fucking music, mate. Like, I can't say I know how to read music or anything, but
when it comes to club sets, I could not care less if the key matches with the next song. And I've never had one complaint. I've never had someone come up and be like, excuse me, that last mix.
Oh yeah, no one's complaining about that. Was so off-key double.
Yeah, I know. Like that last transition was, those keys do not go together. But the only time I've had probably 2 situations in my entire life where I've been in the mix and I've thought, oh, that sounds well off. And it was with house music, and obviously I think there was probably 2 piano riffs playing at the same time, and they clashed with the
that's
keys
what I mean
clash.
with house. You gotta be tight.
That's out of all the house. I mean, obviously I don't do like proper house sets in house events, but if you're doing student parties or open format sets, then obviously you dip in and out of house.
Yeah.
So it's probably happened twice in my life. I tell you, the only time where I really do pay attention to the key and if songs match is if I'm making. If I'm doing like a mashup or a blend in the studio to use. So if I'm making one and rendering it as one MP3, if I'm doing the live in the club, which I quite often do, I don't care.
You don't really have time to think about it too much unless you have all the keys mapped out. Like, when you do it on the fly.
even then, I've got them all on my computer, but I don't have them on the display. Everything's mapped out. Everything's there, but I just keep it off the display because I don't care. It's only if I'm making a mashup in the studio for like a mixtape or any project or whatever. That's when I do pay attention to it. But in the clubs, I do not care, bruv.
Yeah, I don't think when it comes, I don't think punters care. Like, yo, I'll tell you what else, bro. I'll tell you what else we predicted on the podcast.
Go on.
The streaming stuff has happened, like, officially.
Yeah, we called it, didn't we?
We called it, bro, about flipping
Definitely.
10 months ago. Like, where's the post? DJ City UK posted it, or was it DJCity.com?
What, recently? Or they posted our prediction?
Yesterday. Prime Series hardware will soon be internet capable and integrated with a variety of music streaming services, which means that DJs will be able to stream music directly from DJ hardware for the first time ever. They're linked in with Tidal, BeatSource, Beatport, SoundCloud so far.
Wow.
So, bro, you add Spotify to that or iTunes, it's curtains.
Mad.
It's crazy, innit?
Yeah, proper.
Mad, bro. Like, hardware that will be internet capable.
So what, the mixer? So for example, if you turn up and there's an S9, or it'll probably be an S10.
I don't know how they're going to do it. Like, is it going to be a new kind of SL box? Like, Denon already do the other Serato box, don't they? The latest one. What's it called?
Denon have one, yeah. I don't know the name.
I can't remember the name of it, but I reckon it'll be something like that with like extra hardware capabilities. But the fact that they've tied in a couple of the streaming services, like, the end is upon us, mate. It's coming.
The thing is, for me as well, like, there's more stuff to go wrong. What happens if the internet drops out?
Yeah,
or what happens if you're turning up at a club, or even let's just say that, just for example, like some wedding DJ or birthday party DJ is like, has no library of music because they rely on streaming.
Yeah, exactly.
And the venue that they turn up at has terrible internet and no reception. Then what are you going to do?
Yeah, exactly, bro. It's curtains.
What are you going to play from? How are you going to find the other thing is, and I think we mentioned this before, if you have access to every song ever made, your individuality and your unique sound as a DJ is just going to disappear, and you're going to sound even more like everyone else than people already do. Do you know what I mean? It's a bit mad, bro. I've always been at that. Like, I prided myself on, I play the music that I like. Do you know what I mean? So, like, if you come to see me play, you get the songs that I like. You get my taste in music. That's my job, is to make you have fun. But I do it by giving you my ingredients.
Yeah. Soon enough,
do you know what I mean?
Whereas if man are just gonna get Tidal ingredients and Spotify ingredients now.
Exactly, and it's not great. I mean, there's two sides to the coin, really, because other people are going to argue, well, yeah, it is great because now we have access to every single song ever. So for the non-specialist DJs, and I mean that not in a disrespectful way, they will be able to. But they will be able to go and turn up at an 80s party, open an 80s playlist on Spotify, and then play all of the 80s tunes. But I think what people who are praising it are forgetting that the art of DJing is about the knowledge of music as well. Yes, so if you know the music, you know the stuff inside out, that is where your unique selling point as a DJ is. If everybody now can buy a laptop, get online and just stream somebody's 80s playlist without even having to mix it because no one cares, where's the skill set there? And the problem is, if it becomes an unskilled job, no one's going to be worth any money anymore. And it's going to be like, oh, can you come and do my wedding, please, for £30? So all you wedding DJs, you're going to be charging £30 now to stay competitive. Do you know what I mean? Like, same with the clubs. The clubs, the value will go down even further.
They'll introduce an automated system soon that can do all this. That they can, they'll introduce an automated system soon that can just do everything.
Well, we've spoken about that before.
Technology is just going to keep expanding, isn't it? Like, it's inevitable. Like, this is just the start of a next progression in the world of DJing, mate. And the digital age will take over in every angle, like whether we like it or not. That's the way the world is going, mate. The digital age is upon us more than ever.
So we're fucked, basically.
Yeah, it's fucking curtains, mate. Nah. Only the real will survive, my G.
Jeez. But how is that possible?
I'm gonna have to reset my camera.
if just for example, all the clubs, right? I mean, there are a handful of clubs left in the UK that pride themselves on getting the best DJs, and they will pay more money to get the best DJs, not the DJs with the most Instagram following. They're clubs that, like, they really value their brand and they want the best DJs. That's a small niche, right? There's a small handful of them there. But for the whole rest of the market, all the corporate clubs, all the other bottle clubs and all of this stuff that don't really care about the quality of the DJ, it literally means DJ John, who is a builder during the week but just likes to make a little bit of spare change on a Friday and Saturday night, can now play at any club because he has a laptop and he has Spotify. Do you know what I mean?
Bro, listen to this, yeah.
It's mad.
I'm trying to show you. I'm trying to read you something here. So I got
big up DJ John.
Big up John. I got so I got approached by somebody in the week, right? Who had a totally new concept when it comes to this DJ stuff.
Yeah.
So I can read this out, can't I? I think I can.
I hope this isn't going to upset me.
No, it's not.
Good.
So this guy wanted to get in touch. He said he was developing a DJ platform with 2 other founders. Said that he's had loads of traction on it, blah, blah, blah. Big nationwide brands and stuff are getting involved. They're going to be trialing it publicly soon. And he wanted me to get involved. So the platform, they've developed and built a DJ on-demand platform that provides venues with quality professional DJ sets streamed across their branches in a consistent and measurable manner. So he said, think Netflix of DJs user interface. So he went on to say that he's been a DJ for 10 plus years himself, and he agrees in certain circumstances that you can't be a live DJ. And he's not trying to take like the experience away of that. However, he found that there is a large void between the flat background playlist venues, the flat background playlist that the venues use, and the live DJ on the weekends. We are bored of going to venues and listening to flat Spotify playlists and experiencing audio only. It just goes in one ear and out the other. So they've made a digital hybrid, bringing the dynamic mixed DJ in to provide much better quality music whilst giving ability for venues to create energizing and uplifting atmospheres with the click of a button. This is going to be visual too, so customers can actually see the music being played and mixed live, like the DJ is there. But
okay, so sort of in a way,
so you're like
instead of using Spotify, you're using Mixcloud, but there's a visual element to it as well.
Exactly that. So you go to a bar on a Wednesday night. It's not a Spotify playlist. It's a DJ stylist mixtape with visuals and stuff to go with it.
So when you say visuals, you just mean a camera on you mixing?
Well, I don't know how. I don't know what he means by that, because I've not followed it up yet. But I am assuming that there'd be some kind. You would like film your set in some way or another, and then that plays out. But then, yeah, I'm not sure how that works. But basically, he wants to put mixtapes in venues instead of flat playlists.
Yeah, it sounds interesting, but it depends, because the venues are not going to pay for that, or I can't see them paying for that. They're already paying a PRS license, which means they can just play music out. And if the manager of the venue, let's just say it's like a Revs or a Walkabout or whatever, because that's the kind of venue I'm picturing that he's saying, because obviously it's not going to work in clubs right now.
Yep.
But if it's one of those types of venues, the manager might have a Spotify account, so he's just going to plug his phone in the aux lead and just play from his playlists. Do you know what I mean?
It's real. He said he's going to get a trial publicly soon anyway, but like he seems to think there's people on board and whatnot. So that'll be interesting, man. I told him to send me some more info in it, so I'll see.
It's an interesting idea, but I'm just thinking, in terms of trying to get the venues on board, how are you going to make these venues pay?
Exactly.
When at the moment they've got music and they don't need to pay. They pay the PRS license. They don't have to pay for Spotify, or they might have a Spotify account so that they've got full access. But do you know what I mean? So obviously they don't get the adverts and stuff halfway through the middle of the night.
It says here as well that partner DJs will get a royalty fee for set spins, just like artists do.
Well, yeah, fucking A. I mean, I'm not.
I know.
Imagine doing all that shit, providing a whole night's worth of DJing, and then you just There you go, thanks. No, it's got to float like, yeah, you've got to pay both sides.
We're tapping an untapped market for DJs, new reach, wider exposure, and attaining extra income from a range of venues who would not normally book them, apparently. So, yeah, man.
It's an interesting idea.
For my feedback and stuff, man, so I'm going to hit him back and, hit him with a few bullet points.
Yeah, it's definitely an interesting idea. I'd like to see how it would be implemented. But mostly I'm interested to see how, in a day and age when venues are literally cutting back on all of their expenses when it comes to DJing and music, how are you going to sell a platform to a venue that doesn't want to spend money on music anymore?
For real. Stack while you can, guys.
Yeah, that's it. The race is on.
Do as many gigs as you can. Stack as much.
We are
pennies
announcing
as you can.
it now. There are no more DJ friends. Cut as many throats as you can. Kill everyone. Undercut everyone. Make as much money as you can now. Because we've only got 3 years left until Stylus and his new business partners implement Netflix for DJs. And we run out of money and we're all fucked. Hashtag TalkOverPodcast for as long as it lasts.
We'll have nothing to talk about soon.
Yeah.
You know, we're running out of topics, mate. Jesus.
We'll have to talk about the good old days of DJs.
Fucking hell. We're gonna on our next podcast. We're gonna have to share some old stories, man. Like,
yes, let's.
We're gonna have to share some old stories from back in the day, mate. I remember carrying 3-4 crates of vinyl upstairs, dropping.
Alright, hold on to them. Don't give them out now.
Man, drop one, bro.
Don't give the story out now. Shh. Don't tell him. Tell it.
Man's vinyls went flying all the way down the stairs, while the club was full of ravers.
Oh shit.
Swear down, bro. Anyway, that's for another one. But bro,
Man.
it's 10 o'clock. It's 10 o'clock here, right? And this studio ends at 10, so these lights could switch off any second. I think
You're getting locked off.
Yeah,
bro.
I think you get like an extra 5-10 minutes. So yeah, I better move out. But yeah,
that's
man.
the episode then.
Yep.
So to summarise this week's episode, don't play your songs too fast.
Yes, sir.
And we're all fucked.
Hashtag TalkOverPodcast. Subscribe. Tell a friend. All of that stuff. Safe.